Family First Time at 6:44. What do you do when you notice that your child has something heavy on their minds? Well, for one family, that heaviness was the anxiety of going to school without your friends. So what did Dad do? He wrote a children's book about it. Take a look. David Valovcin was home during the pandemic when he had an idea.
So I've always wanted to write a children's book, and working from home full time during the pandemic and not having to do the commutes allowed me that extra time.
Well, it wasn't exactly his idea. The software tech expert noticed that his 4-year-old daughter, Grace, was anxious about the new school year and not being in a class with her friends.
This is something that every child has to conquer. Easier for some, not so easy for others.
And that's how his first children's book, A Desk to Lean On, was written.
Part of the theme of this book is dealing with going to a new school, but the broader theme is dealing with, uncertainties, some nervousness. And basically what I did was I put together a story of how her friends were able to support her, how her parents in the book are able to support her. And then she finally realizes that, she is brave enough, she can do it. And the other lesson in this book is that she also realizes that she can be there for others.
Grace leans on a desk thinking about how not to go to the new school.
The desk also becomes very symbolic because there is more than just a desk to lean on. Family and friends are there that she can lean on. And then she eventually learns that people can lean on her if they need her help too.
Like friends Riley and Charlie, whose separation anxiety was the story behind the story, and they're featured characters in the book.
Grace now has a daddy who's an author. Grace's friends are mentioned in the book as well. What's their experience with now being pseudo-celebrities because of you?
Well, they're very excited. Their parents are very excited as well. They read the book a lot, and so they're really happy that they're actually mentioned in the book for sure.
It's an interesting topic. You know that butterflies are a thing, especially for the young kids going off to school. I remember that with my two, and you'll go through that a little more, especially
on a Wednesday.
Right, there you go. But and how do you kind of decipher the nervousness, and how do you isolate it? In this case, his daughter was nervous because going to school without the friends that she had become accustomed to at such a young age. But those butterflies are legit, as you know, if you have young kids.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with my niece and nephew, what I've noticed even this school year is that schools are really transitioning, kind of acclimating kids to the new school year before day one.
Oh, absolutely.
They both had
yes.
picnics. The teacher sends a postcard. There's a meet and greet.
Practicing the bus stop, doing that. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think it's a wonderful thing because you're right. I mean, there's so many in this day and age. There's so many things to complicate
and worry about
what you young folks in school is like. So they make it as easy as possible.
But I think having the outlet of a children's book to really illustrate that everyone goes through this makes it feel a little more normal.
Well, that's it, and that's always, I think, a point that you try to make. Oh, no, don't worry, you're not alone here. Everyone else is in the same shoes with you.
I grew up moving around. You guys know that my dad was in the military, so I had to go to a ton of schools.
You had to do this a lot.
Yeah, and I remember my parents telling me, my first move was to Japan, and I just didn't understand, why I had to leave my friends and everything. So they definitely took the time out to explain, you're not the only one.
Right, absolutely.